So I basically spent 2 hours trying to figure it out, but now I've actually figured it out and it does start. Welcome back to K and Build. So this is the third and hopefully final episode of the mini Café Racer build. So far we've built the frame up, we've got the engine, the exhaust and the rear wheel on. There's a couple of things we have to do. Get the front wheel painted, so we're going to clean that up and paint that now. And we've also got to paint a couple of pieces for the front forks. I have tidied some of the forks up, they just needed a bit of a clean, so we've cleaned them up, ready to go together. But without further ado, let's just crack on and let's get this finished in today's episode. So what I'm going to start to do now is finally start to reassemble the front end of this bike. The tank is also drying, painted a bit of it black, and then I'm going to wrap around the rest of it. So let's just carry on. Let's get the forks on first. They should be easy enough to fit. And then we can move on to the other bits and then add bits as we go along. But the main forks themselves are the most important bit, so let's get them on first. That is the forks back on and it's starting to look like a bike again now. I've also added on the kill switch and plugged that in and zip tied it into place. What I'm going to add next is the throttle. I am removing the front brake, so what I'm going to do is just add the rear brake onto the left. That way then we have the brake on the left, kill switch on the right, and the accelerator on the right. Rear brake is now wired in and I just need to add the caliper, but the cable is there ready to go. The accelerator, that is also ready to go. It's not really recoiling as in springing back very well, so I may have to look at that. I may need some greasing some out. Most of the wiring is pretty much done apart from adding the rear caliper. I'm still waiting on a new chain, so once that comes we can get that on. So let me add these last couple of bits and then we can move on to the wrapping the tank and getting this seat made. So as you can see from the time lapse, I wrapped the tank in beige to match the MX-5 because we may put this bike on the roof of the MX-5 one day, and also we needed a bit of paint or something, so just use a bit of old cream or beige wrap which we had there. So what we're going to do now is get this and the old tank. This tank sits inside this fairing. Got to get these mounted onto the bike. Just got to attach it up to the full line, bolt this on. I have got to find a way of attaching this back end because previously there was a seat which had bolts on, whereas that is now gone. So I've got to find a way to attach this back end to the bike, or it may be solid enough to just leave it as is. The tank is now mounted. It looks a lot better now. It's been recolored and finished nicely. So all we got to do now is the iconic Café Racer seat. So what I'm going to do is use masking tape to create a template for this, and then we're going to transfer that onto some wood, cut it out with a jigsaw, and then put some material and cover it in some brown leather. The leather I do have isn't the nicest, but I may just cover it for now and revisit it later down the line. And I've also got a front headlight on order, which we will mount when that turns up, but that could take a couple of days. But let's get the seat template done, ready to start making the seat. And that is a seat base cut out. I don't know well the time lapses were. I was a bit all over the place cutting stuff, so just a bit of an update. All I did was mask the whole thing, create a bit of a template with the masking tape and transferred it onto the wood. And what I've also done then is drilled through using the holes that were existing on the front, and I've added a hole on the back, and then using a large drill bit the same size as the nuts, I then drilled half the depth of the ply, drilled it in, and then I simply put the nuts on and give them a tap so that they're in there nice and solid. You can add some glue if you wanted to keep them in place. It is mounted. I haven't done it up tight yet just because I'm going to be taking it off in a second. So what the plan is now is I've got some rubber matting, and what I might do is just glue 2 layers of rubber matting and then carve the rubber matting into shape. This isn't going to be incredibly comfy. No one's going to be driving around this on for a long period of time, so as long as there's a bit of cushion, enough for us to then add our leather on top. So what I'm going to do is take this off now. I'm going to glue the rubber mat into the top and then cut it to shape, ready to go back on. So after spending a bit of time with some scissors and kind of a file and a bit of a sander, I've got this to a kind of an ideal position. I think that will be enough as I think when we pull the leather tight you won't see any of these ridges, but I may have to come back and smooth some of it off. But the general shape of the seat is there, and it's quite spongy. I did end up putting 3 layers to make it a bit thicker, but overall it looks pretty good. As you can see now, I can access the nuts from the other side. The rubber matting will also stop the nuts coming out from the inside of the seat, so all we have to do is bolt in from the bottom side now. And now all we have to do is get this trimmed in leather. I want to staple the leather to the bottom of the wood, so I'm going to have to take it to someone who I know has got a stapler. It's a pretty easy job. It's pretty much just wrap it over and staple it on the back. Shouldn't be too much to it, and then I'll come back to you and we'll fit it to the bike, and that is pretty much it. We just got to... So a good couple of days have passed now. So the new parts we got, I've got a new chain. We've also got a new headlight. What I'm going to do with this is just slightly trim it down, as it is a little bit long. This is made for a full-size bike. The headlight is quite big, but it should look pretty good on the bike, and this bike isn't proportional by any means, so it won't really matter anyway. So I've got to trim that down, and we've finished off the rest of the seat. It is looking pretty good. Underneath is a little bit sort of messy, but you can't see it anyway because that gets bolted to the seat, and I've had to fold some creases. Normal bike seats, they tend to have things stitched to get it perfect, but for the purpose of this, this will do, and it looks pretty good anyway. So first thing I'm going to do is bolt this seat on. So that is the seat bolted securely. Next I'm going to move on to the chain, as that should be fairly easy. Fortunately, I had to use the old chain. I did have it here. It's still fine, it's just a little bit rusty. I've had to put it back on, as the one they sent us is a little bit too short. You can get different size cogs for these, so maybe there's a different size cog I ordered, but the chain is back on to get up and running. Next I'm going to look at the headlight. So as you can see, there's 3 holes on the side. Normally the headlight bolts on using the end one. I'm just going to trim off and round the edge about here so we can bolt it on using the middle hole and take it closer to the bike. All we have to do is add a little bit of a bigger washer so that the bolt doesn't go through the hole, but that should look a lot better. As I said, this is made for an actual full-size bike, so yeah, let's just chop this up and see how the headlight looks on the bike, and I think that should be it. And just like that, the bike is officially finished. Let me know in the comments if you think there's anything I should add to this. I may put this on the roof of the MX-5 as well, so let me know if you want to see that happen in the future. As this new carb, I'm going to try and start it up. It may take a bit of starting. Obviously the carb needs setting up as well, so that may need looking at. But the actual cosmetic side of this is done. Gonna wait for some dry weather as well to get outside and give it a ride, but it is looking awesome. Headlight is on. The new chain I'm just gonna have to bear with for now. I may even just use this chain, as I could clean it up a little bit and see what happens, and the seat is looking pretty good. I did toy with the idea of a front mud guard, but let me know if you want to see another episode on this. But this is the bike finish, so let's see if we can get it started. So after what was probably 2 hours work, in the last clip you would have seen me trying to pull start it, but it wasn't having any of it. I ended up switching the carburetor back to the standard one. I've now put the new one back on, because then I found out that my fuel line just underneath the tank was kinked. I did check everywhere, it looked perfectly fine, but it was just sat behind this rail and was kinked slightly, so that's why I couldn't start it. But now it does start. You can't really rev it on here properly because this is a twist and go, so essentially when you rev, the bike actually tries to pull off. So when I'm holding the brake, it's kind of starving it a little bit. Essentially you'd have to hold the back wheel up if you want to rev it. That's why it doesn't sound the best, trying to give it a bit of acceleration. But that is it. This is complete. We do have other projects going on. This is our K truck here, which we're putting a Honda Fireblade motorbike engine in. It's going on air suspension, so there's a lot of videos on that, so make sure to go and check it out and subscribe for all of the future projects. But we hope you've enjoyed the video, and we will catch you in the next one.